Found him. Right in front. Only one of them, too.
The widows like that, man. Oh, you're a high glitter on them.
Sometimes we're in the other room and we just walk around.
What's going on, man?
Hey, I don't know.
There's only a couple of things. I'm not staying till 3 o'clock.
There's another one right now.
Try not to knock everything over.
There's only going to give you an hour quick.
Just like looking for
If I decide I'm coming back, text you something, say,
Hey, Jeff. Jeff. These ones too, I think.
Right, and they give you a thing what they're selling for, and then they'll give you another list. And then you could just go to it. It's like,
I don't want this one. Hi.
Hey, we had a whole feeling there. Every time you call me, you sit down. You sit down, stick your shirt. I gotta get back.
How's everything, all right? Pretty good. You ready to go?
2 minutes.
We'll get it going in about 2 minutes. We'll get rocking and rolling, and everybody will have some fun times to take home.
That's the problem. You gotta take the time. Well, that's why I'm not just throwing a number at it right now. Yeah. I don't know either.
Because I want to do fair. I understand to make a killing, but at the same time, I like to see someone get them.
Right.
Instead of questioning.
Well, I mean, I know right now, this CD and car, that's value, that's at least $300. It's a good stock, yeah. All right. Yeah, we'll get the records. Yeah, if you want, bring the records back.
I think he's a Joe, but he came in the comic packs.
Oh, okay, all right.
So that's why he looks a little different, little Noah,
right,
yeah.
Almost look a little bit
Yeah.
like Buck Rogers.
Yeah. Very nice. Okay.
So what do you got there?
Got 5.
$20.
All right. Thank you, sir. You always treat me well. Yeah, a lot of the battle pack weapons.
Did you see something? Sure.
Might be worth it. In a bag of junk. G.I. Joe. I'll take it. What's going on, guys? Justin here. So here's some cool stuff that I picked up from the past week, toy-wise. Nothing super crazy. There's two pretty good items, which I'm going to save till at the end, but you would have seen some of the footage of me looking at it. So we're just going to kind of start like store-wise, I guess is the way to do it, how I kind of have it split up. So I'm a big Jurassic Park fan, like many other people in this world, and I was able to finally get one of these Jeeps. I paid $11 for it on clearance, quote unquote, because they were normally like 15, so it was like what, 25% off about. Kind of cool. And then I picked up these four today for $4 a piece. The figures I got, obviously Ellie, Alan Grant, Robert Muldoon, and Ian Malcolm. I got them just for, I'm basically going to take the Jeep out and take all them out, put them in the Jeep, and kind of display it somewhere. Cool piece. I don't see any current value in it. Maybe in the future, but I'm not worried about it. Just something kind of cool to have for the collection. Moving on, I finally was able to find the Siege Ironhide. One I wanted for the Transformers collection that I have. I'm trying to keep it to the guys from the cartoon movie. Those of you that have kept up with me know that. I didn't have him, and he looks pretty good in robot form. Robot form, not vehicle form. Vehicle form, he doesn't obviously look, he looks more like the, what he would on Cybertron. So that's still a cool pickup. I also picked up a, I'll try to remember to put a picture up. I got Lord Zed of the Lightning series from the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. I got them 2 weeks early because they accidentally put them out on the floor. They had to override in the system at Target, and they let me buy it. I did end up selling them. I probably only made maybe $5 or $10 after everything on it, but I did it during the sale where you spent $50, you got $10 off. So still cool stuff. Ended up getting this guy. Grant actually was able to see him and hide him for me. I was looking for one. Went one day, they didn't have any, and then the next day they had 4. Grant grabbed one, and while he was walking away to find out if I wanted one, 2 more were basically sold, taken off the shelf, and then he hid this one for me so I could go the next day and get it. Basically, it's the King Kong versus Godzilla, NECA Godzilla. It's the old style Godzilla, the one I grew up with. So really cool. Haven't decided if I'm going to take him out of the box or not and add him to the Godzilla shelf, which is getting mightily full, by the way. So we'll have to see how that goes. Moving on. I got this yesterday. I think it's Savers, $2.99. Card's beat up, but that's fine. I'm not really sure why I picked it up. Probably just because $2.99 for a sealed Transformer. Supposedly they have more that might have gone out today, might be going out tomorrow. Don't know, but it is what it is. Grab this guy. It's actually a remote control car. No remote, but he had Master Chief with him as the driver. And it's just kind of a cool shelf piece. It's in nice condition overall. I was a Halo fan for like the first 2. I played those through with buddies. I got it, I think, through Reach, but I don't have anything past an Xbox 360. So who knows? Maybe someday I'll play them all. But I don't know. You know, I'm a PlayStation guy, not as much of an Xbox guy, but still a cool piece. Love the Warthog. Grabbed some comics. They're all still sealed, which is really cool. I got to open them up to see what the comics are in a couple of them. I paid $10 for all of these, but there's 3, 6, 9. I think there's like 5 in here, and there's 2 in there. So there's like 15 comics here at least for $10. Not a bad deal. And there's some decent stuff there. Nothing super expensive by any means, but the Death of Superman is cool. I actually have that in the white wrapper that it came in. Not nearly as much value in them as there was at one time. but still kind of cool pickup. Kind of skip over that for a second. Grabbed these, I think, from Savers. Basically grabbed them to flip them. I don't collect Pokemon or any of that, but all these are foils and full bleed cards. I don't really know much about them. I got to do a little bit of research. I know some of them are worth good money and some of them are worth like $1. So I'll find out, and I'll end up probably selling those either at one of the next shows I set up at, or I'll throw them online just to get rid of them. Grabbed another Godzilla. This is 1984 Toho. One of the little guys like I grew up with. I had a big version of this. I grabbed him at Time Capsule in Seacon for $4 last week. Really cool pickup. As you can kind of see side by side, it's kind of the same style-ish. Obviously, this guy is not as nearly high quality as that, but anybody who knows the 80s Godzillas know that this is pretty much what they look like. Really happy to have him in the collection. Reminds me of the one I had when I was a kid. Moving on, grabbed these G.I. Joes. Pretty much my only pickup at the flea market last week because it was raining and it was Easter. One of the guys inside who has a bunch of toy booths. These are modern Joes. Well, not modern so much, but early 2000s ish. These four obviously came in a set together. They're Cobra Commander's Royal Guard. If you look closely, if any of you know the 80s figures, he's actually got the armored Cobra Commander's body, and then it's got the I can't think of his name. One of the troopers' heads, but still kind of cool. They didn't come with any weapons. They each came with a flag, so they could carry Cobra Commander around. Kind of silly, but this is a repaint of Avalanche. They didn't call him Avalanche when he was like this. I can't remember what he was called like this, but I had the rest of the set. It's like an Arctic Trooper set. I had the rest of the set minus him, and basically grabbed him with these guys. And now the set's complete. I'm probably going to end up selling the set because I don't really keep the modern repaints. Still kind of cool pickups, you know. Then I went to an auction last Saturday. A lot of stuff went crazy, stupid expensive. I mainly went there for 2 carded G.I. Joes. There was Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow. I'll explain something about that in a minute. But afterwards, I left when they started doing the comics because it was like 2 o'clock and they still had like 300 comics to go through. So I just decided not to stick around with it because there's no comics I'm really looking for right now and nothing there. So went to Time Capsule in Cranston. Was able to pick up a He-Man complete. I've been looking for one for a while. He's in pretty good shape. His head's a little dirty. I tried to clean it up, but he doesn't really want to clean it up, so I'm not looking for like a top shelf version of him. Played with version is fine with me. I got a killer deal on it. I paid $30 for him with all his weapons. He's 100% complete. He's nice and tight. Now I only need to complete my Skeletor, but no rush to do it. So I got the 2 main guys I wanted. Out of the He-Man line, or the Masters of the Universe line, I am keeping him, so please don't ask. Grabbed another complete G.I. Joe for the collection. Somehow I hadn't had Spirit yet. Can't figure out why. I paid $20 for him complete. He's in really, really nice condition. So happy to have him in the collection. Which leads us to the 2 big heavy hitters. So I grabbed these from the auction. This Makenda Robo was from the pre-auction. They had one that like wasn't open to online bidding or anything like that. I got a killer deal on it. They go for $150 to $200 online. There's only one on eBay right now. They're asking $300, but the box is in nice shape and he's complete. Mine, the box is beat. It's all there. He's missing like 4 missiles, unfortunately, but he does work. His mechanism works. I tried him out. Still a cool piece. He is for sale. I've got a couple offers on him already, so he probably won't be here very long. Which leads us to this guy. This is one of the pieces I really wanted for... I don't know how long I was going to keep him for, to be honest with you, because there just would be too much money tied into it, and I don't collect a lot of carded G.I. Joes. I have a really nice version of him loose. So basically, anyway, long story short, I got there to check these out, and I'm checking out him in Snake Eyes. The Snake Eyes was 1982 straight arm, as you saw in the video. The card was beat up. It was like probably like grade wise, it was probably like a 5 or a 6, somewhere around there. So the Snake Eyes was 100% real, and resale value on them, I guesstimated it was probably around 500 to 600. This guy, if he was real in this condition he is, would have been, for the pair, would have been like 12 to 1500. I was willing to spend some good money on it, and I was like, basically you're looking at an unpunched, actually, let me take him out of the package. Okay, so you're looking at an unpunched 1984 Storm Shadow. Now, as you can see, when the light hits it, it looks a little off, right? So I was inspecting it, looking at it, I'm like, you know, sometimes things are too good to be true. The gloss looks really, really good against other early figures I've picked up. The color looked off, just something, you know, something wasn't right about it. It made you feel not right about it. So I'm looking at it, and Kevin, the guy who owns the auction house, comes over and says, we're passing on this item. We found out the Storm Shadow is fake. So I don't think the figure himself is fake, or the weapons. Basically, it's a recard figure is what it comes down to. So the recards, so that's the Storm Shadow. So what we noticed was down here, see if I can catch it, you can kind of see it there. I'll try to put up a picture that says better. Basically, it says reproduction packaging, and somebody blacked it out with a magic marker. Because if you're looking at it like that, you don't see it. You don't notice it. So if you're looking at it quick, you're not going to notice. But as you can also see, it's like kind of fuzzy in certain spots. But anyway, so the other thing is they put this Walmart sticker on the front of it for $2.92. Luckily, it peeled off nice and easy. Anyway, so the guy who won them, he paid about $400 for the pair, which is actually a pretty good deal. And I'm kicking myself for not grabbing the pair. But what ended up happening was I asked him afterwards if he was going to sell it. He said yes. He said they go for about 100 to 150 online. So he sold it to me for 100. You know, you're saying, why did you buy a fake Storm Shadow for 100 if you already had one? So I looked this up before I even talked to the guy. Resale value on these, even with the reproduction card stated, they do sell, like buy it now is for 150. So I'm not going to lose any money. But auction, they've recently gone for 400 plus. Now someone's saying, why would you want to buy a recarded figure for $400? Well, if you think about it, sit on the shelf. If you're not an aware collector, sitting on a shelf, this looks real. Looks nice. It's going to be a nice display piece. The real Storm Shadow in this condition is probably going to cost you over $1,000. So, you know, I'm not a guy who's really into like the repro stuff. So this isn't really for me. Why I still grabbed it, I can't tell you. It's probably going to sit on my shelf for like a month. And then when I go set up at the G.I. Joe show next month, it's going to go with me. I'm going to ask, you know, 400 and kind of let offers roll in. I am not, I repeat, not going to try to sell it as real. I am going to let people know that it is a recarded figure. Let them, you know, do what they want themselves. I don't do that. I'm not going to, you know, hurt my name in the world of selling, because that stuff does get around if people say that you sold them something that wasn't real. Or if you're trying to pass stuff off that's repops versus real. So if anybody wants this, let me know. I am selling it obviously as a recarded figure. So keep that in mind. I looked at him versus mine. He looks pretty good. Everything looks pretty close. So I think he's just a figure that was played with at one point or something. I'm pretty sure, 99% sure, he is not a black major figure. I looked at the black majors and the rivets are different than his, and that's a big thing, big tell on the black major figures is the rivets. But if anybody else can tell me different, please do. Either way, he's being sold as is. So if anybody's interested, let me know. So that's it. Obviously, the big story was the Storm Shadow. Cool piece, but unfortunately, not real. So if you guys are interested in anything else, I think a lot of this is actually staying in the collection, minus like the comic books and, you know, like the Transformer that's still in the package there, and the Makenda Robo. So if anybody's interested in that, let me know. But that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it as always. Check out my other videos. I think by the time this video is up and out, we're going to be over 4,400 subscribers, which is awesome. I really appreciate it, guys. So definitely check out my other videos. Hopefully have a video game hunting video next week. I didn't have one this week because I had no footage. It's just a slow week, and then Easter and the rain and as of right now, it's supposed to rain Sunday afternoon, so hopefully that doesn't scare too many people away. But it is what it is. So I'm rambling now. Thanks for watching, guys. Please like, subscribe, share, you know, the whole 9 yards. Sharing really, really helps out. The likes really, really help out. And if you want to get in touch with me, as usual, Instagram and Facebook are the best ways to do it. And I will talk to you guys later. Thanks for watching. Peace out.